I'm not bragging, but bitch, I am swagging. I leave a body on the carpet, Aladdin. The ratchet spitting like a nigga that's rapping. So they said they yapping, just send me Illmatic. Wrote this on the tablet like the 10 Commandments. But fuck with my splits and I read to your cabbage. My cousin was trapping, putting white into rapping. Something like Marshall.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Guess who's back? Sometimes you gotta throw it back on them. Sometimes you gotta throw it back on them for the freaks, you know? For the freaks. It's your boy SFJ, Screwface John. I can't be too loud because I'm trying to save my voice because I got a song I gotta record later on. Anyway, so let me go ahead and address the elephant in the room. The track is coming, bro. The track is coming, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck, fammy. Before we get into the whole thing, the track is coming, bro. At first, when I had posted like, yo, when I had seen what Upchurch had said about me, how he dissed me, I was like, yo, I'm about to jump out the window. Then for a second, I was like, let me chill, right? Then I started seeing some of the comments from the people like, you better be ready to rap. Okay, all right. So we gonna put it bar for bar. All right, stay tuned, coming soon. So, let me go ahead and get it started. What's poppin' with the pop-elation? So, make sure y'all go check out that Homicide Screwed Up. Now, I said I wouldn't drop no more music until that hit 100,000, but I had to make an exception because motherfuckers trying to test my pen, Wody. And the nation like, off with his head. I even had his fans like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, I like you both, but off with his head. I like y'all. Y'all the real ones. I appreciate you. I can rock with y'all. Yeah, stick around. We're gonna have fun. So now we are back to what got us here. Not got us here, but hold on. Before I start, I need everybody to go get that SFJ Nation, the I'm in my bag apparel, you know what I mean? Or SFJ Nation, oh, too much glare. Ooh. SFJ Nation, we move as one. I don't know why the glare is horrible, but whatever. We move as one merch, go get that. Anyway, so now, as we know, a lot of people are hitting me up to do this. As you know, I be trying to do the request that you request, but you know, lately I've been putting some other dudes into the rotate that don't get requested, but I'm a bump anyway because yeah, man, we leave it to request. We ain't gonna never see some people. So yeah. So y'all requested this one in full force. So what would I be? I wasn't even gonna talk about it, really. I was gonna let it slide. But what would I be if I didn't do what the fans that got me here wanted? So let's talk about this, bro. Lord Jamar goes on a radio station. I'm pretty sure they asked him about Eminem, or the conversation of Eminem is brought up. Now, we already know how Lord Jamar and Eminem's relationship is. So, what I wanted to start off by saying was, and I always say this every time this topic gets brought up, what did you expect? I see people in the comment sections of the different videos talk about like, Lord Jamar's bugging. He's crazy. He doesn't know hip hop. And I'll be saying like, did y'all just get here? Did y'all miss Kamikaze? Y'all missed that whole, the interview with Sway? Y'all just got here? All right, well, let me give you the cliff notes. Lord Jamar has been doing interviews with DJ Vlad on Vlad TV. Lord Jamar really got his notoriety And Vlad really got a lot of notoriety from a couple particular interviews. One of them is when Lord Jamar said white people are guests in the house of hip hop. Hip hop was created by minorities. White people came in, blah, blah. And I agree with him on that. You got to. Just like I would say that black people would be guests in the culture of, say, like country music, or black people would be guests in, let's say, like golf. There's a lot of different things. It's okay. It's okay to have different things that's created by different cultures. It's just when you don't allow other people to come in, that's the messed up part. So we know how hip hop was created. Okay, cool. That caused a lot of controversy because the way he said it, right? There's some vitriol. I would have said it a little bit more different, but he said it in a way that was kind of combative. So then another interview of his that really popped off was when he was talking about Eminem is not dope. Eminem is whack. Eminem's all of this stuff, right? I'm going to keep it a buck. A lot of this stuff that he said in this interview, people were hitting me up like it was a brand new statement. Like, did you know Lord Jamar didn't like Eminem? And like I always say, you gotta look. What do I always say, guys? What do I always say when stuff like this pops off? When anybody's talking about an artist, don't gotta be Eminem. You got to look where the hurt is. Whenever someone has vitriol for somebody, especially an artist, most of the time, there's some hurt there. And I mean like the artist, or the person that's talking about the artist, some way feels slighted by that artist, right? So Eminem came back all kamikaze, dissed Lord Jamar, right? That was a big thing. So I want to preface it, the rest of this, and preface it the rest of Lord Jamar's interviews, and anytime you may see Lord Jamar talking about Eminem, and let me just tell you something. Rule of thumb. Majority of time Lord Jamar is talking about Eminem. Hold on. I got to put my headphones on the charger. Hold on. Majority of time Eminem is going to be, Lord Jamar is going to be talking about Eminem. It's going to be negative. Let me just go ahead and say that because some people don't get it. Anytime Gucci Mane speaks about Eminem, it's probably going to be negative. Anytime, well, around the time Joe Budden got dissed by Eminem, anytime Joe talked about M, it was going to be negative. Now, that's not the only reason y'all clicked on this, or that's not the only reason y'all was telling me to react to this, or tell my thoughts on this. That's why I thought it would be a better conversational piece video. Now, what I'm going to do also is I want to listen to some of the things Lord Jamar says and speak on them. But I'm not going to play the audio. I'm going to keep it a buck because I listened to the audio. And that boy, Lord Jamar, sounds like a Sopranos episode, boy. My video was never going to get monetized. I said, you know what? I'm going to just listen to this on my headphones and I'm going to give the commentary. But, like I said, y'all clicked on this video and asked me to do this to see my opinions on what he said. So let's get right into it, piece by piece. I'm going to put my headphones on, ready, set, go. And we're going to get right... Hold on, I'm going to keep it a buck. Lord Jamar opened it with 3 cuss words. Let's effing talk about this issue. Talk about what the F I'm talking about. That's how he opened it up. That's why you can't hear it, okay? And let me just say it right now. When you hear someone open up a sentence like that, what can you gather from that, huh? Psychologically. He's angry. I'll go ahead. Whatever subject you talk about is a subject that frustrates him or hits him in a particular place. Now, that's not rocket science. You know what I mean? I ain't Sigmund Freud. That's just obvious. Okay, let's get back into it. Okay. He said, my thing about Eminem, and he said, I hate even bringing his name up. Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. Lord Jamar got a particular hate for Eminem, but let me break this down, because Lord Jamar has a particular, I don't think what it is because most of the people who have a beef with Eminem is not because of Eminem. I'm gonna keep it honest. Y'all want me to keep it a buck? Y'all want me to go hard? majority of the people who do not like Eminem has nothing to do with Eminem. You know what it is? It's the stans. There is a particular subsect of Eminem's fans, the hardcore stans, that don't really, sometimes don't really care how certain things come off as long as it's positive for M. And sometimes what I think they don't understand is the way that they move actually tends to turn out negative for M. And M kind of has to rebuttal and fight a lot of the stuff that comes from it. Because when you hear, and I'm not just saying this out of my tuchus, when you hear him talk about the rest of this, bro, or if you even hear viral hip hop news, that's where I'm getting this clip from. If you hear them talking about it, a lot of the things they're talking about is not things Eminem said. When they're talking about where he should be placed in a top 10, when it talks about what people listen to him, most of the time people are talking about their gripes to Eminem. What do they say? They'll be like, oh, people be acting like he's the greatest. Oh, people be, it always is people be. It's never Eminem did this. Eminem said this. Eminem moved like this. It's not that. That's what I have to put out there. And for anybody who's watching this video, and as a person, as a black person, because people like to say black people don't listen to M. As a black person, Eminem is not the greatest rapper to me, right? Lyricist, pen to paper, definitely one of, if not top three. Definitely pen to paper, but there's more that goes into that. My favorite artist, the greatest artist, the GOAT to me is Jay. The great GOAT to me is Jay, and you know that if you've been following this channel. But I always think Eminem gets an unfair rap because of his most extreme fans. Like, you shouldn't gauge somebody off their worst, right? But at the same time, I guess they're the most adamant, and they have a vitriol, like an anger. That's why, like, sometimes with the MGK stuff, I'd be like, dang, son, I think what y'all gonna do is over-hate MGK, and then you're gonna have the world start feeling like this dude's a victim because, and I think you're gonna get I don't know, but let's get back into it. I don't think it's not Eminem's fault, and I really hate when people blame M for that. Okay. Okay, he said, see, it's exactly what I'm talking about. He said, you can't crown somebody as king and circumvent the whole kingdom. Off tops, he's talking about how Eminem fans talk about M. He's talking to Eminem fans. He's not talking to Eminem. Because most of the time, Eminem doesn't come out and be like, I'm the king of hip hop. He even said, I'm the king of this honky which he is. That's a fact. We're not going to, come on now. But the people who say he's like the god of hip hop, the king, nobody else can beat him, is his fans. And he even goes on to hear about, matter of fact, I don't even listen to the rest of this. I know what he says. He goes on by saying that you can't judge it off record sales. Now, Eminem, I've never heard Eminem say, I'm the greatest rapper because I sell more than X amount of name. Now, I've heard him say, yo, MGK, you not on my level, boy. I done outsold you 8 times. Now, that's fine. When you in a battle, when it's battle time, that's when you're supposed to pop fly. That's when you're supposed to pop dumb fly. You know what I mean? So, that's cool. But basically, all this boils back down to the way that some people speak about M. And I think what it is, because if we're going to just call a spade and break it down to what it is, I really think it's that certain black people, certain minorities, I'm going to keep it a buck, and even certain white people. So certain people, I think, feel offended. Let's call a spade, bro. This is the channel where you break it down. Other people are going to just make a video, oh, Lord Jamar sucks. But let me really get to the psychological part of it. Like, how did he get to this point? You know what I mean? How do we all get to this point? Why is it when certain people don't like Eminem, it's always the same gripes? You know what I started doing? The way I started realizing that, oh, people don't. It's not that people dislike M. It's that people are tired of fighting his fan base. If you go on the internet, it's not Eminem in the comment sections on videos like against M. It's the fans. And the fans do what the fans will do. But what there is there's a subsect of his fans. Eminem has a subsect of fans that most people would view as toxic, right? Now, my favorite type of people that listen to M are the people who listen to M, but know he's fallible too. The people that, some of the comments I read, sometimes I'll be like, man, I hope you're kidding. Like, I hope this is like hyperbole, the way you're speaking, and you're just trying to be funny because of the internet. But if you genuinely believe this about another human being you might not have ever met, bro, this isn't okay. Like, that's not healthy. Eminem himself, and I think and that's why I really feel bad for Eminem, and I'd be like, please leave Eminem alone, bro, because Eminem agrees with, I guarantee you, Eminem agrees with more points of Lord Jamar that in this statement than Lord Jamar probably understands. Eminem is way more probably like the Joe Buddens, the Lord Jamars, than he realizes, than they realize. He might realize it. What it is I think the problem is Eminem, a sect of his fan base, does not represent him. He made a song called Stan as a warning song. Every time you hear M talking about the song, he's like, please don't be like this. I'm trying to have you not be like this. And then some of his fan base literally took that and lived that moniker. And that's not good. Eminem, that's why I say leave Eminem alone, please, because M says, that's like M being like, you guys, stop. Please stop. Please stop doing this. This isn't helping me. That's like M making a whole song, which he did, and then they're like, oh, so you think we should do it extra more? At a point, I feel bad for M because sometimes I feel like he fights his fan base, like the stands, and then also has to fight the people that the stands are fighting. And it's usually because of what they said that I doubt he agrees with, bro. Trust me, if you are a Eminem fan who's been listening to Eminem, all his interviews and stuff since the 90s, bro, you know what kind of person M is. And I feel like certain people kind of get away with pretending like he's not a person he is. What more does this dude gotta do, bro? Every song he talks about, not every song, but in enough songs he goes, says, I'm not the first king of controversy. I am the worst thing since Elvis Presley to use black music so selfishly and use it to get myself wealthy. Hey, here's a concept that works. 20 million other white rappers emerge, so no matter how many fish in the sea, it'll be so empty without me. That whole thing, that whole stanza, whatever that is right there, that's agreeing with Lord Jamar. But sometimes I tend to feel like certain people who listen to M, I'd be like, so what do y'all feel like? So what do y'all feel like when y'all hear those bars? I need to know that. If you qualify yourself as a stan, how do you listen to stan? Because the worst part is it would be okay if, because there's some people who call themselves stans ironically. The whole stan thing is a complicated duality. There's people who call themselves stans ironically. I'm not talking to those people. The people that I think make Eminem get like his haters are the people who unironically call themselves stans and actually move like Stan from the music video. You know when M is like, P.S. we should be together too. Okay, if you are unironically calling yourself a stan, unironically, and you put out like certain statements that are weird about Eminem or like super grandiose about Eminem, just listen to Eminem's last verse on Stan. He's talking to you. But what's this about you like to slit your too? Something, I mean, how up is you? Just listen to that. And that's why I say to the Lord Jamars, bro, you're not going to see this, but maybe you will. I ain't gonna lie, with how many people, with the random people that be seeing my stuff, Jamar might see my stuff, plus that intern is shady, probably like, preach, Scru! It ain't M's fault, man. Leave him alone. So intern is shady, get this to Jamar. But Jamar, I really feel like if you had to sit down with M, you would not feel the same way you feel about M. I also feel like a lot of the things that you blame M for was not necessarily M's doing, right? Now, it might be Eminem's fault, but it's not his doing. You see, that might not make sense, but it makes sense. I know you get that. It might not be it might be his fault, but not his doing, right? There's a lot of things that comes with being that big of a white rapper. There's a lot of things that come that maybe he did intentionally, but there's a lot more that comes unintentionally because you represent something that he might not even understand. Listen to White America. I could be one of your kids. White America, little Eric was just like this. Erica loves my ish. I go to TRL. Look how many hugs I get. You know what I mean? So I had to break it down because I'm sick of the whole war. I'm sick of everybody. I'm sick of Lord Jamar having this vitriol towards M when it's really for M's fans. I'm sick of the unironic stance not really helping Eminem because I'm like, y'all got to do better to help your mans, bro. Because a lot of these situations he gets in is because of y'all. I'm going to keep it a buck. Now, if you just like an M fan, here's how I put it. If you're a fan of Eminem but not a fan of hip hop, you might want to listen to the last verse of Stan. Just gonna say. Not saying you were Stan, but there's something psychological that you're saying by saying that you may not even understand you're saying, right? Because I'm gonna put it. I will bet every dollar I've ever made in my life that if you met Eminem and you told him, I'm a fan of you, but I'm not a fan of hip hop, he would be upset. Because that is a man who lives, breathes, and dies hip hop. That's a man who gets on stage after winning an award and lists a list of the rappers before him that made him get there. All African Americans, bro. Maybe he said the Beastie Boys or something. But majority African Americans. Eminem surrounds himself by African Americans. Why am I saying African Americans? By black people. You see his ciphers. Look at D12, bro. Look at the people that he puts up. 50, Gang. Obi Trice. You feel what I'm saying? So Eminem's not racist. Eminem is not a culture vulture. Eminem, pick the fight that you're really trying to have. If your gripe about Eminem is about the way people view Eminem, then just talk to Eminem's fans. Talk to the stands especially, because it's not all of them. Eminem fans is great for the majority. It's the ones that you're talking about. Just talk to them, man. That's me. Yo, up church. I'll see you in a little bit.